They finally did it! Elgato have finally made the ultimate streaming device, and it beats everything else in its class. This product is a culmination of all of Elgato smarts into one device, and I cannot wait to show you how it all works in this video about the 7 best things about the new Stream Deck Plus. My name is Bob, and welcome to Streamsight. Before we dive in, and in the interest of transparency, my gaming channel bobducknweave is partnered with Elgato, and it's thanks to them that I was able to get this early to be able to share my thoughts with all of you. But I'm in no way obligated to give a specific type of review. All my thoughts here are my thoughts on this product and its quality and performance. Also, if you're ever looking to grab an Elgato product, consider using my partner link to support the channel, which you can find in the description down below. Now that's out of the way, let's get into it. When I said this is the ultimate streaming device, I promise you I'm not exaggerating. The Stream Deck Plus takes everything that's awesome about the existing Stream Deck devices, Wavelink and more, and crams it all into one of the best looking forms we've seen the team produce. Whilst not being the first audio controller we've seen on the market with the likes of the Beacn Mix and the PC Panel Pro having been out for a while now, the Stream Deck Plus still stands out as the premium device in the range, as the aforementioned products can only control the volume of apps on Windows only. Nothing else. Rather than just gushing over it, let's get into the 7 best things about the Stream Deck Plus. Number 1. Dials. Ever since switching over to Elgato's Wavelink software to manage my audio, I've been missing the touch and the feel of the sliders from the goxlr. Whilst I do have a preference on sliders, I can 100% see why they've opted to go with these endless dials. They take up less space for one, but the real reason everyone should be happy with the dials over the sliders is dial stacks. Dial stacks essentially allows you to create a folder that can hold a ton of functions that you can cycle through just by pressing the dial in. For example, on mine I have it set up so each of the dials is set up for a Wavelink audio source, but when you press the dial in, it switches between monitor audio, which is what I hear, and the stream audio, which is what viewers hear. This way I can control what each of us hear with a simple press of the dial. With every dial, as you cycle through, the display above the dial changes to reflect the function you're currently using, and the details of that setting including the name, the icon, numeric values of that function like volume, brightness and more. Outside of just controlling audio, which is what I imagine most people will use this for, these dials can be set to control a myriad of functions, which I'll go into throughout the video. But for now, just know there is a ton of functionality here that is going to help streamline your content and workflows even more than its predecessors. On to item number 2 now, the touchscreen. Honestly, the fact that this exists is just awesome to me. I know some folks will be like, it's just a touchscreen, bro, we've had these for years. But when my Elgato contact told me that I could not only just tap to do one thing, hold press to do another, but actually swipe between the screens to move to an entire new page with new buttons and new dial settings, I legitimately freaked out. For anyone who's used a Stream Deck for a while, you'll know how much of a pain it is to lose 1 or 2 buttons per page just to switch to the next page of functions. This feature entirely eliminates that, giving you more space, but also a more natural way of switching between pages. On top of this, there's a whole new layer of customization than we usually used to. Normally, you just switch your icons in and out. But for the touch strip, you're now able to customize the background separately, which allows you to choose from a library of existing backgrounds or upload your own to match your style. Sadly though, there's no option for an animated background yet, but hopefully that'll come soon. On to our next feature now, and this is possibly one of the most valuable additions to the new Stream Deck. Before the Stream Deck Plus, if you wanted to use Elgato's extremely powerful and highly customizable Wavelink audio software, you would have had to have bought an Elgato Wave 1 or Wave 3 microphone, or the Wave XLR, which is Elgato's dedicated XLR mixer. But with the arrival of this new device, you now have access to Wavelink. Outside the massive amount of value that Wavelink provides in terms of utility, like full VST sound tuning and effects, as well as advanced volume control with submixes, in terms of actual monetary value, you'll essentially be saving at least $60, as that's how much the Wave 1 costs. Honestly, the fact that this is even bundled in here is kind of blowing my mind. Trust me when I say this is one of the coolest things they could have added to the Stream Deck Plus, and it was entirely unexpected. On to the 4th item on this list now, and whilst this might not be as exciting as the rest, it's still really useful. Outside of the control of your Wavelink audio sources, you can also control the audio of individual applications like Spotify and Apple Music. There's even an automatic profile that will detect which programs are running at that time and automatically assign the program to the keys and dials on that profile, meaning less setup time for you. On to item number 5 now, and the utility doesn't end with audio. If you have another Elgato product like the Elgato Facecam Pro, you can pan, tilt, and zoom using the dials. Also, if you own any Elgato key lights, you can use the dials to be able to control the temperature of your lighting and the brightness to get that picture-perfect view on your stream. Onto our penultimate item now, the Stream Deck Plus at launch will be able to use every single existing Stream Deck plugin as you would with every other Stream Deck. But post-launch, Elgato plans to also release more plugins dedicated to the Stream Deck Plus, assumingly taking advantage of the new dials. On top of this, the SDK will also be made available, so third-party developers will also have access to create their own plugins utilizing these new functions. Just in case you're unsure how that'll affect you, you only need to look at your own Stream Deck to see how many third-party plugins you use and how creative these developers have been with just buttons. I don't know about you, but I'm extremely excited. Finally, let's talk about hotkeys. Earlier we talked about how the dials can help you to manage your audio, but it doesn't end there. Using the hotkeys function, you can set up a ton of powerful functions to be able to help you not just with your streaming, but with a load of different content creation tasks too. For example, one way it's already helping me is editing. Since I edit all of my own content, I decided to see just how powerful this tool can be, so I actually created a page dedicated to Premiere Pro. So now I can cycle through my video timeline frame by frame using one dial and through 10 at a time using another. I can also cut the video at the frame I'm on just by pressing the dial in. As well as this, I set up a zoom function that allows me to punch in on my timeline, and even a dial that controls things in increments, so I can resize and move items using the dial. For this one, I even added a modifier so that when I hold the dial in, it allows me to increase or decrease by 10. The versatility of this tool is awesome already, and I cannot wait to see what the content creation community comes up with. The Elgato Stream Deck Plus is PC and Mac compatible and will retail around $200 US, $270 Canadian, €230, and around £210 if you're in the UK. Honestly, the Stream Deck Plus is a huge jump in terms of functionality built upon the already incredible Elgato ecosystem. And coming from someone who's had every single Stream Deck device, this is the one you want. In fact, I already want another one. Also, if you're looking for more Elgato product reviews like the Elgato Wave DX, don't forget to check out the rest of the videos on the channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And as always, stay safe, stay awesome, and I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.